Hello and welcome, friends. Welcome to another episode where I review vintage fountain pens. Today I have for you a wonderful Italian fountain pen from the late 1930s. And I present to you this interesting celluloid model. You can see it is a lever filler, and the brand or the sub-brand is called Minerva. You can see Minerva thermically engraved on the barrel. Minerva Mark Depose, which means registered trademark. This comes in this interesting celluloid, and in this lighting is quite hard to tell, but it has some lines of caramel, of red, reddish or dark red, and it's quite interesting. When I first got it and I saw Marc Depose, I thought to myself that this is French and probably this is a French brand. But boy oh boy, to my surprise, I've discovered that this beautiful Minerva fountain pen was made by OMAS, and it's quite interesting. The OMAS range of fountain pens in the 30s included a range of pen released under the Minerva brand name. And although it is called a sub-brand, Minerva's pen rival OMA's flagship products in terms of manufacturing quality and design. Many of Minerva pens were made from the same celluloid as the OMAS models, but among them are also colors and patterns of celluloid that are entirely original and are not found in the main product lines. Just for a comparison, I have here a beautiful OMAS. You probably can see that this is a luxury pen. It is an OMAS Extra pen, but made from the celluloid, other patterns. But just for a comparison, to see the flagship of OMAS, and this is an early model from 1933. Okay, guys, so I will leave this almost right over here and I will continue. Probably you can see that that was a luxury product targeting the high-end section of the market. But with the Minerva, they were targeting the middle market segment. But also Minervas were widely used by OMAS to fill third-party orders. Interesting that OMAS continued to make this sub-brand, the Minerva, through the 50s and 60s in the form of button-filled Minerva 60 in both celluloid and thermoplastic resin at the end of the production. What can I say about this pen? Well, you probably see it is a celluloid pen. It is quite simple. It is a lever filler, not a bottom filler, but it's specific nevertheless to the late 1930s. And what is characteristic about this model? When you first look of it, you see a simple cap band, nothing special about it. But what is special is this clip. And this clip is the so-called shovel-shaped clip, because you can see this is the end like a shovel. You see the ending, it's like a shovel. When they launched the Minerva line, OMAS was heavily influenced by the Americans overseas. And in America back then, there was a model, and it was named Parker Thrift Time. Um, because they were sold at thrift stores, and they look like this. Interesting enough, this is a button filler, a Parker button filler. And first of all, the Minervas, they copied this design, but again, the clip was in this shovel shape. And I found interesting information in the book of Letizia Giacobini, and I will also leave some pictures with different styles. So the first Minerva were button fillers, and they have the flat cap fittings like the American counterparts. So like this. This resembles much more to this because it is all metal. Usually on the Parker it was hard rubber. This pen I have right in front of me is not a Parker thrift time style Minerva. This is so called the classic line. And this name was not used by OMAS but was introduced in the volume Stilografiche OMAS dal 1900 from dal 1925 a oggi. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Published by the Club Internazionale della Stilografica A. Simoni, by the publisher, the A. Simoni International Pen Club. So, in this book, this line of products is called the Classic line, and it was made in three sizes. It has a range of beautiful vine, marble, and vertical striated shades, like you see in this one. This is quite dark, but it's still wonderful, and beautiful, guys. These classic lines are lever fillers. They have a single cap band right over here, and this shovel shaped clip. Unlike the Parkers, they have this. The cap top is made out of metal, and of course, they are lever fillers and not bottom fillers. Well, guys, I was fortunate enough to acquire this Minerva at a quite reasonable price. I paid for it 267 lays, or the equivalent of 54.49 euros, or 59.24 American dollars. And why is the reason I acquired this so why I paid this nice price is because I said to the seller that this nib is not original to the fountain pen, and probably I was right. We have here three wing flow USA. This is a steel nib, gold plated, originated in the United States of America. I'm not so sure also about the feeder, which is quite fat, as you can see, fat. It appears to be an ebonite feeder, but it is quite fat and it simply doesn't match the nib or the design of the pen. So, again, a lever filler. I did not test it if we have a functional ink sac, and now I will try to open it gently, and it appears that it opens. Let me see, guys. Maybe let's zoom on it for you to see better. And I'm gently turning. Be careful with the celluloid because it is a very delicate material. So it appears that someone took the sack already. Let's see if we have something inside. No. So the sack was removed at some point, and they did not put it back. Let me check if the lever filler is functional. Yes, it functions quite well. So it needs only an ink sac and it will be ready to go. Again, a comparison with the flagship. You see the difference? But nevertheless, a wonderful, wonderful pen and a nice addition to my collection. Speaking about the dimensions, let me put it side by side with Mont Blanc Meisterstück 146, and you can see the differences between them. Again, this is a piston filler and this is a lever filler, but you can make an idea about the dimension of this Italian beautiful, beautiful Minerva pen. And of course, I will leave also its dimensions on the screen, and then we will do the writing sample. And probably you saw I don't have an ink sac, so I will just dip this pen in ink. And I thought that because it had those red stripes, I will use a red ink. And I have here this quite affordable Faber-Castell red ink or a wrought ink. This cannot be erased. Let me see if I have still some red ink in it. Yes, I have. And I will just dip it in ink. You see. And I hope that feeder will hold enough ink for me to do the writing sample. Yes, I think it's sufficient. Now, put back the rest in the reservoir and with the excess left on the grip section, just gently clean it. Remember, guys, after you ink the pen, please don't forget to put back the cap. Believe me, I had some nasty accidents and I specify this in all my videos. The fountain pen could be a clean instrument because many of the young people complain that they don't like this filling part because they are worried about the ink, yes, and ink stain, ink stains and something like that. But if you are careful and patient enough, believe me, you will enjoy this filling. It's like it's like a filling ritual. Okay, so first of all, you can post this, and it makes quite a beautiful and large writer. And now let me see. So maybe a zoom will be in order, guys, for you to see better. What do we have here? We have a Minerva, and I was afraid of that. So maybe I was in a hurry to put back the ink, and definitely now I will leave it on the desk. So maybe I did not sufficiently. Let me try again. What do we have here? We have a Minerva. I'm not so sure about the model name, but it is referred in that book as the classic line. Classic line. It was from back in the 1930s, made by OMAS, and yes, I will need to dip this because the feeder doesn't help me, and this is why of the reason I said that the feeder could maybe it's not original. We'll see about that. So Minerva, the classic line from the 1930s, it was available in 3 sizes, and I'm not so sure about the other sizes, but I believe that this is a medium size. A medium size or maybe a small size, I'm not so sure, but it's similar to the Parker you see right over here. And I have also the OMAS Extra of the 1930s, which is the lady size, and it is smaller. So maybe this is the small size. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me, guys, based on the dimensions I left before. So let's say small size. This is a product of the 1930s. 1930s, I already said that. A celluloid. and a lever filler, because it fills by operating this lever, and it should be rubber sac inside of it, and it generates vacuum, and the ink is stored in that sac. So celluloid, the lever filler. The nib, well, the nib, I bet that is not original. It's engraved on its third wing, flow, USA. Definitely this is a steel nib, gold plated. Okay, I don't particularly like the performance of this nib. It's I will say it's an extra fine nib, and it has a nice ink flow, and I will show you. So nice, it's not so dry as you probably see. It doesn't loses the ink flow. So not my cup of tea, but it is what it is. I will dip it again in ink, guys, because it seems dry. Although I said it is wet, it seems so dry. And maybe this feeder doesn't do its work again. It's a shame I don't have the ink sac. So an extra fine nib. I don't think it is the original nib. And although this is considered to be an economical Minerva from OMAS, I believe it was originally fitted with a gold nib, a 14 karat gold nib. Maybe if I find some pictures on the internet, I will leave them on the screen. Okay, guys, now let me see. Yes, the first test is to see if we have some flex to this nib. And as you can see, no flex. Not such a juicy nib. And this means that when you do the signature and you are in a hurry, it's not the best pen to do signatures with. And already I have to dip it again in ink, guys. Let me dip it again in ink. Let me remove the excess of the ink. And now let me show you if we have some line variance. So here no pressure, and here I'm starting to apply pressure. So no visible line variance. Now, before I will do this test, I will dip it again, because I'm quite curious to see if we can reverse write with this. I think not, but let me try. Reverse writing. And you won't believe it, guys, but in reverse writing, it writes better than the standard. So if this standard is EF, in reverse writing, look, it's like an F or something like that. Definitely it writes better in reverse writing, no scratches, and the ink flow seems more consistent. Maybe I should write all the fox, and it will be interesting. Let me see. Let me write the phrase with the fox normal, and then in reverse writing. I'm quite curious. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So this is annoying, guys. If it started quite alright, at the end it started to scratch a little bit, and probably this is because there is a lack of ink flow. This is the reason why I will dip it again in ink, and let me try to reverse write with it to see if we have the same results. So the quick brown fox jumps And now I will do simple over the lazy dog. Well, I definitely don't like this nib. It scratches, not in a annoying way, but it certainly annoys me, and that constantly lack of ink flow. But again, it's not the original nib, it writes like it writes. And guys, this was the review of the Minerva. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed it, please give a like to this video. Of course, subscribe if you are new to this channel. I want to wish you to have a wonderful day. Have a nice day, my friends, wherever you are. And please, if you have time, check out my other new channel. It's called Flea Market Vintage Finds. On that channel, I share with you my flea market vintage finds and also some products that I buy from sites like Craigslist. In my country, Romania, we have OLX, where people publish ads and they sell old things, among them fountain pens, and I believe that most of my collection was brought from OLX. Rarely I buy from eBay. I prefer to buy them locally in my country. So, guys, thank you for your time. This was my review of this wonderful, wonderful pen. I want to wish you to have a wonderful day again wherever you are. I will see you again in the next episode. Till next time, bye bye, guys, and God bless you all.